Okay, I'm filming this video late at night like I usually do with my book reviews. So let's go through. I finished Psyche and Eros. Okay, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word correctly. I might have been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. I don't know. But I finished this today. I'm filming this on January 14th. Finished this today. And I'll be doing book reviews on YouTube again. It's fun. I did book reviews on TikTok. I used to do book reviews on YouTube too. So let's do some book reviews. Here's what I would say about this book. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, which is very high. It is very rare I will give a book 5 out of 5. I have only done that for one book so far. Maybe 2. 2 books I've given 5 out of 5. But this is a 4. And I'm going to explain why. I love the story. I like the romance. I think it's cute. I like the plot. However, the characters sometimes feel a little meh. Like, I think Psyche is a great character, but there are some times where I go, okay, we get it. Like, she was prophesied to be a great hero, and then it's like, being a hero is actually this, and like, I get the sentiment behind that, and it's sweet, and it's nice, and I like that this switches between perspectives. I do like that in novels, so it was Psyche's perspective for one chapter, and then Eros' perspective for another chapter, which I did enjoy. I just think the characters would sometimes be a little bit meh. Like, I wasn't super compelled. I wasn't like, oh my god, I want to read this book because I care so much about what happens. Like, once I got, like, closer to the end, I did. But during, like, the first few chapters, I was a little bit like, okay. I will say, is this a romance novel? Yes. However, it's not a smutty one. There's only, like, one smutty scene. Like, one. And it's, like, midway through the book. If you majority prefer romance books that have a lot of smut, a lot more, you know, this may not be the book for you. If you like just generic romance, like cute romance, this will work. I really like this story. I think it's sweet. It's very much giving Orpheus and Eurydice. Like, it's definitely giving that. You could definitely see that. It's a Greek story that's been retold hundreds and hundreds of times. There's just another version. There's another version called Cupid and Psyche, which was the Shakespeare play. So there's multiple versions of this story. I like that it was from Psyche's perspective from the majority of the book. That was really interesting that it was a female narrative at times, because there are some Greek stories that are majority male, but I think we need to remember there are some very strong female characters. The way they did Medusa in this was okay. I hate when they make Medusa cursed to be a Gorgon. She was already a Gorgon to begin with her 2 sisters. They were all 3 Gorgons. But Gorgons were never immortal. Okay? Gorgons were not immortal. They already had the snakes. They weren't immortal. They could not turn people to stone. But they were already Gorgons. Okay? I hate when they make it, she was a handmaiden, she was cursed by Athena. And, like, her being raped by Poseidon. Obviously, that is a big part of the story. There's some parts of it where they go, she was raped. There's other parts where it was consensual. There's other parts where it was consensual and Athena felt betrayed by Medusa. There's other stories where Athena hated Poseidon because of it, and she was using it as a protection. There's a mixture. So I don't always love when they do Medusa storylines like that, but I didn't mind this. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 for my wonderful book review today. Next books we are reading. I started today reading Girl, Woman, Other, which is by Bernadine Evaristo, which is like an anthology book of different stories. I'm gonna pause on this. I do find it interesting, but that book was really sweet. Very sweet romance. I want to get back to my smutty romance. I've heard some shit. I think we're gonna read Bride. Also, like, lengthwise, this is way longer. So this would take me a very long time to read. So I want to make sure I give myself time to read this. This one probably won't take me that long. is vampires and werewolves. Y'all know, if you came from TikTok to here, I read a book called A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, which made me very into vampires and werewolves, and now I'm gonna read Bride because I like the cute romance, but like I need my smut. Okay, I want my dark shit. Okay, I need my dark shit. Okay, I need this. Okay, so we're gonna pause on this. I will read this eventually. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I will read this eventually, but it's a lot thicker. It's a lot longer, so I will give myself more time to read this. So I'll probably read this like over the summer or something. This, we're gonna read now. Okay, we're gonna read this bitch, because I have heard a lot of things. And, I don't want to say I'm into monsters and that, but like, maybe I am, and that's not a problem. We shouldn't be judging people for what they like. Call me Chris. If she sees this, I don't care. I used to follow her on TikTok. Let's talk about it. So, let's talk about it. Because since we're talking about smutty romance fiction, let's talk about Call Me Chris's video. So, she made a video on YouTube talking about like how these smutty romance books are kind of gross, but then saying that the people that read those books are romanticizing these situations and are further perpetuating that it's okay. No. Okay, you can read dark romance and not be like, personally, I don't want that to happen to me, but it's a fictional character. It's not based on a real person. Okay, like, majority of the time with a lot of dark romance novels, there's like some fantasy to it. It's set in a fantasy world. Like, it's not like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not usually like real life kind of deal. Like, there's usually like knights and dragons and all that shit. And it's okay to like those novels. Each do their own. Like, let people like what they like. Some of those novels do have themes that you can find disturbing and personally go, I'm not into that. I don't want to read that. And guess what? No one's forcing you to. You don't have to read that shit. You don't have to read this. You don't have to read dark, smutty fiction. You can read other novels, right? But then it's like, oh, the only novels I find are dark and smutty. Maybe don't look up novels that have the words dark and smutty in the description. Like, people going, I can never find just a basic romance book. You can, but you have to understand that the majority of adult romance books are going to have smut scenes. If you want cutesy romance, go to the YA section. Go to the young adult section. Like, come on. We're adults. Adults have sex. Adult characters can have sex. Like, And sometimes people put kinks into books, and it's okay. People can write whatever they want to write, okay? People can write whatever they want to write. It is a fantasy. It is not based in real life. Now, Colleen Hoover is a different situation, but her stuff is not dark romance. Her stuff is just regular romance. It is smutty, though. I would never read a Colleen Hoover book, but that's my own thing. Like, you can say, I don't like these books, but if you read them, that's fine. And that's not what Call Me Chris was doing. Call Me Chris is like, I'm not here to judge, but I'm going to judge you if you like these books. Like, that's not the point. Okay, we shouldn't be judging people for liking a genre. Okay? I'm reading this because I like vampires, I like werewolves, and I heard it's an interesting story, and it's smutty. Those are my reasons for reading it. Okay, someone could read this and be like, I like Greek mythology and romance. Duh. There are books for literally everyone. I've got the Bridgerton books up there for people that like Jane Austen but want smut in it. Okay, I've got, Ice Planet Barbarians for people that like aliens who fuck. I've got Shakespeare, okay? I've got actual Jane Austen. I've got Wuthering fucking Heights, okay? Like, it's okay to like specific genres of books. It's okay to like multiple genres of book, but let's not knock people for liking certain kinds of fiction, okay? That's okay. People can like what they like. People can do what they do. If someone wants to read a girl getting fucking gangbang, then they can read it. Okay, we don't judge men for the porn they watch. Why are we judging women for the books they read? Women can have kinks too. Didn't know if you knew this. And like, it's really like, when we judge women for the stuff they read, it's really like saying that women cannot be sexual, like saying that women have to be virginal and pure, is like really horrible. Like, it's not okay. Like, insinuating that fiction that is designed for women should not include sex because it's pornographic, it's gross, and it's wrong. Hey, some women watch porn. Some women diddle. And that's okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying that some women diddle, but like, it's true. It's true. Some women just like reading shit, and that's okay. Like, let's not judge. But that's not the point of this video. Anyway, that was my review for Psyche and Eros. This is a book for people that don't like a lot of smut. There's literally one sex scene. It's very short. It's not graphic at all. It's just a simple Greek mythology romance. It was in the young adult section at Barnes & Noble. It's by Luna McNamara, which I'm pretty sure she's written some other Greek mythology books. Don't know for sure. Oh, this is her first novel. Never mind. When did this come out? I wasn't paying attention. So this is her first novel. When did this come out? Where's the copyright page? Oh, this came out in 2023. Okay. Nice. Well, I hope she writes some other books in the future. Maybe she'll write a version of Orpheus and Eurydice, which is actually a really short story, but you can make it longer by giving us a backstory, which I think would be really cute. Anyway, I'm gonna go start reading this shit. Woo! Look at this. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. This sticker is never gonna come off.